Do you still feel his presence even after he passed away?
Yeah, I do.
Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Well, everything I do, like for example, if I see a movie or something like that, I'm like, The Lord of the Rings came out, and I was like, Jason would have loved this movie, or I feel like he's still here. We can't just get rid of him. Like his soul is still here. At least for me, it's still here. And no matter what anyone tells me, like forget about Jason, I keep saying I don't want to forget about him, and like I think that's why I wrote the song, so no one else could forget about him. And I just think that he was an amazing person, and I think people knew he was an amazing. He was like a really cool guy, and he had a girlfriend. He was going to marry this girl, and he had some relationship problems, and some girl left him or something a year before this happened, and he was in love with some girl, and she left him, and then I guess like that was like supposedly the down. That was what persuaded him to be suicidal.
Until I found my best friend hanging on a door by a bell. The body is the car and the spirit is the driver. I feel like the sole survivor. The body is destroyed and the spirit survives. Why did you have to die? Why did you leave me alone?
Well, the thing that really sticks out to me is the body is the car and the spirit is the driver. See, that's something that Jason's stepdad, he's a Jewish guy, and he kept telling me like that we're just basically we're in a car, and like when we die, like basically our soul will go to like a different car. And that's kind of like I tried to use that metaphor as a way of like explaining Jason as if he just like was in a car, and he just like that car crashed, so he went to a different car. So I think that's to me that's the part of the song that that has the most meaning to me.
Why did you have to die? Why did you leave me alone? Why did you have to die? Why did you leave me alone? It's my best friend's suicide.
By the age of 13, he was like a total alcoholic, and just he said to me he couldn't be happy without drinking alcohol. So I basically he kept saying he's going to commit suicide all the time, but after a while we didn't believe him anymore. My friends were like, okay, yeah, Jason's going to commit. He just keeps saying that over and over again. And actually, a year before he did it, I went to his house, and he showed me this white belt. It was in his house, and like he said, I'm going to kill myself with this belt. And so I didn't know what to think, because I kind of thought that this is something he's always been talking about. I think he showed me that belt a few times before, and then one day, so like basically, I came home one day. I had midterms at USC pharmacy school, and like my mom didn't tell me. She waited until the midterms were over, and the whole funeral was postponed because they knew I was his best friend. So one day I just show up, and my mom's like, somebody died, and I knew it was him, but I thought it was in a motorcycle accident because he drives a motorcycle. So I thought for sure it's a motorcycle accident, but then I just when I think it was my sister that told me that he had committed suicide, and it was I don't know if I passed out, but I did something. I might have passed out. I don't remember.
Okay.
Only the piano part, and then that way I'll do the guitar part later.
But there was actually, you did say something about a dark side, and I have a dark side, and I think everybody has a dark side to them. And I think Jason was escaping. I mean, he kind of like his drugs and alcohol use and things like that. Basically, he had a different world where he lived. Like he actually built this when he was a kid. He built this in his closet. He built a room where he can be alone and stuff. And his mom wouldn't let him out of the house ever. She was.
Why did you connect with him?
I punched him in the face.
I'm innocent, except when I punched you in the face. We made a game out of the pain. The alarm clock ran.